Hello and welcome back to Google Ads for Total Beginners 2020. This is part 9 of 12. What are conversions and why they're the whole point of your campaigns? So, the only reason you're running ads is because you want to acquire customers, right? Because you're paying for those ads. That's true of any kind of advertising. The end result is that you put money into ads and you want to get more money out, okay? So conversion is just a marketing term that refers to any kind of action that is the objective, any kind of action that you want the customer to take. That's the objective of your campaign. So as an example, with my virtual assistant agency, I would say my objective for that campaign, while yes, ultimately I want the customer to pay me money, there's only so much I can do with my ads to get them to that point. So what I want them to do from my website after they click on my ad and go to my website, I want them to do, the action I want them to take is to book a call with me to set them up with one of my virtual assistants. So I'm going to count that that booking, that action they take as a conversion because they're converting into a customer, or they're converting into a lead basically. Um, Clicks by themselves are pretty much useless, and this is where a lot of business owners just kind of don't really understand. Same thing with like impressions. Impressions and clicks by themselves are practically useless. They're kind of a vanity metric. It feels good to have thousands of clicks on your ads, but if 0% of those people are actually performing some kind of conversion action that later on causes them to become one of your paying customers, you literally just wasted all that money, right? Um, so yeah, a conversion, just you can define a conversion as whatever you want, as whatever is some kind of valuable action to your business. Like I said, in this case, it's I want somebody to book a call with me because then I can kind of take over with the sales process from there, and and then they become my customer. A conversion can also be an actual purchase. So, for example, if you have like an e-commerce store, you can count a conversion anytime somebody actually pushes the buy button and purchases one of your products. So in Google Ads, you can define a conversion however you want. Just remember that your conversion is the objective you're trying to accomplish with any given campaign. And your conversions can be different with different campaigns. That's a very common thing. You might have multiple different campaigns all trying to drive different conversion types. And that's okay. The cool thing is that Google Ads allows you to specify what you want to be considered a conversion. That way, it can capture that data for you and actually have in its system, it'll count how many conversions resulted from people clicking on your ads. Um, so forget about clicks, forget about cost per click, forget about um, click through rate. I mean, those are important, but they are not the end goal here. Your goal with Google Ads is to get your cost per acquisition as low as possible and your conversion rate as high as possible. Those are the two most important um, metrics to follow, to keep track of. Cost per acquisition just means how much are you paying on average for every time somebody performs a conversion action, right? So, and that's usually measured with averages. So what you're paying for, you're actually paying for anytime somebody clicks on your ads. You're not necessarily paying for anytime somebody actually performs a conversion action. So it's more of an average. So for example, let's say that you're paying $1 for every click, and let's say 1% of people who click on your ads perform a conversion action. Okay, let's do some simple math here. So that means that you you have to have 100 people clicking on your ads for every one person who performs a conversion action. That's a conversion rate of 1%, right? So that means if your clicks are $1, your average price, or your average cost per acquisition, cost, same thing as cost per conversion, is $100, right? So you want that cost to be as low as possible. And you can do that by making various adjustments and stuff in your campaigns. That's beyond the scope of this course right now, but that's how you determine your cost per conversion or your cost per acquisition. Same thing, and that's stuff that you can measure in Google Ads. If you look over here in my account, there's a column here called conversions. And this is basically Google telling you from this campaign within this date range, this is how many conversions your ads generated. And then it has a cost per conversion column here too. And this gives you the average cost that you're spending to generate one conversion. And then you also have conversion rate. And conversion rate is defined as of all the people who land on your page after clicking on one of your ads, the percentage of those people who go on to perform a conversion action. That is your conversion rate. Okay, so those are conversions. That's your whole goal. Just remember that you are trying to get people to perform a conversion action. That's the end goal, not clicks, not impressions, conversions. And so how do you get Google to track that? Because it's not going to track that automatically. It has to have some way to actually keep track of if your ads are leading to conversions, because your Google ads may not be the only source of traffic coming to your website. And so if that's the case, some of your conversions might be resulting from your Google ads, but other conversions might be resulting from other sources of traffic. And so for the purpose of getting accurate information and accurate data about whether or not your ads are working and how much you're spending to get one conversion, you have to accurately track which conversions are resulting from your actual ads and distinguish those from conversions from other traffic sources. And that's what I'm going to cover in the next lesson, which is part 10, and that is why should you track conversions and why you're wasting your money if you don't. So I will see you there.